Now here's a question for you. What are you dedicated to? I was talking to a lady some time ago. She came to me and she said, I'm a worrier. I worry about everything. I said, tell me what you worry about. She said, everything. I said, well, you're pretty dedicated to it. She said, what? I'm not dedicated to it. I said, well, it seems you are. You're very dedicated to worry. She said, what do you mean? I said, let me tell you something. Energy goes where attention goes. I asked her, do you feel tired? She said, all the time. I'm exhausted. I said, your dedication and your energy is spent and resourced in the wrong direction. After we talked a little while, we also talked about the law of exchange. I call it the law of exchange. That is, exchanging the dedication of worry into other areas of her life, other areas of thinking that would help and not hurt. I went on to ask her about her children, and I said, you're dedicated to them? She said, oh yes. She said, I worry about them all the time. I said, what are your children seeing? She said, well, they know I love them. I said, no, of course they know you love them. But what they're seeing is a woman of panic, a woman of worry, a woman of stress. So we went on to talk about this for a little while, and she began to see what she really wanted was to be a role model for her children, not of worry and stress, but of strength, of peace, of joy. Very often children and people around about us don't so much listen to what we say, but by what we do. You see, you can be dedicated to all sorts of things going in the wrong direction. Dedication is a powerful character trait. And I'll tell you something. A person that is dedicated will accept no excuses. And you can see a dedicated person a mile away. I have pastored churches and started and managed companies, started them myself, and I can see when I'm employing somebody who is dedicated and who is not. I can see by my employees who is dedicated and who is not. It stands out. It looks different to someone who's not. Are you dedicated to a relationship? Are you dedicated to children? Are you dedicated to your work? Are you dedicated to growing as a person? Well, dedication, let me tell you something, is a full commitment. A dedicated person may be very, very aware of the problems that exist in a company or a church or an organization or their family, but they're dedicated to come alongside and to support and to be all they possibly can be. I'm a dedicated Christian. I gave my life to the Lord when I was a very young person, and it doesn't mean that I've done everything right. It doesn't mean I've done everything wrong. It doesn't mean that everything's gone well in my life, but it does mean I am dedicated to the Lord Jesus Christ. And out of that dedication, I accept no excuses for myself, that I will keep on moving forward in that relationship. When things go wrong, I'm dedicated to going in the right direction. It doesn't require, you see, dedication doesn't require short-term reward. Dedication doesn't require good feelings. Dedication may or may not be easy, but a dedicated person will find a way. I knew a fellow once, he was starting a business, and I said, what's your attitude about this business? He said, make a way, find a way, or get out of the way, but I'm coming through. That's a dedicated person. A dedicated person will be attentive. Their attention will be on what they're doing. A dedicated person is single-minded. They're not double-minded. You know what? There's a verse in the Bible that says a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. Well, a dedicated person is single-minded. We choose what we are dedicated to. We can choose to be dedicated to worry or hope. What does worry look like? What does hope look like? What do we want to be dedicated to? We can be dedicated to trouble or peace. We can be dedicated to investment or recklessness. We can be dedicated to family, friends, love, disconnectedness, resentment or forgiveness. We can be dedicated to living in the past, living in the future, or living in the present. We choose what I'm saying. You see, friends, if we are dedicated to something that is destructive from within, then we have to change that, because it'll eat you up. You've got to learn to exchange that which is destructive for that which will build up, and be a people that are dedicated to family, dedicated to our local church, dedicated to health, dedicated to peace and joy, dedicated to the things of God. I was preaching in our church some time ago about dedicated prayer. How often we think, well, and it's lovely to go about all day just talking to the Lord. I do it every day. However, there are times also that I have dedicated prayer where I literally shut the door. It's just me and God. Why don't you do that? Have times of dedicated prayer. If you're a worrier, then it's time to exchange that worry for that which will build you up. That you receive the words of Christ, who said, "Peace I leave with you." That we learn to place those worries at the feet of Jesus. That we learn to place Jesus at the center of all we do. That we become dedicated in our heart to Him, to the ones we love, to the life that we have to grow and improve in all we do. You see, whatever you're dedicated to is going to use your energy, because energy goes where attention goes. If you find yourself stressed out all the time, what is it that you're dedicated to that's taking from your peace? Is it because that mother didn't want to get rid of the children, did she? The point wasn't to get rid of the children. Sometimes people are in a church or in a company or in a situation and they think, oh, it's the church's fault or it's the company's fault. But I've often said to people, if you find the perfect church, don't go there, because as soon as you arrive, it won't be perfect anymore. Same with companies, same with families, same in all situations. We choose what we are dedicated to. Now, I encourage you to explore this train of thinking, to pray about it. You see, whatever you are dedicated to, the answer to that question can very well change your world. Now, God bless you as you pray about this, process this, consider what you're dedicated to. Might not be getting rid of the people in your life, but it may very well be what's within you and how you're dedicated to those people may just also change the relationship and may change that which is in your mind.